We are going to discuss about artificial neural network in this session. The learning journey of artificial neural network is introduction to ANN, the development, fuzzy strength and weakness of ANN, neurocomputing versus conventional computing, scope of artificial neural network. First, we will see what is artificial neural network. Information processing system with highly interconnected processing elements or units that simulates the behavioral aspects of biological neural network or a brain with certain assumptions. According to Robert H. Nielsen, artificial neural network is computing system made up of number of simple, highly interconnected processing elements which process information by their dynamic state response to external inputs. Neural network is a network that has processes interconnected by communication channels called connections which carry information, that is data, encoded by various means. Local information is modified or relaxed during the training phase or learning phase. For example, if a teacher teaches a child about an apple and a mango, she gives training to the child that apple is like this, that is, it is red in color and it looks like this, and mango, it looks like a mango shape. The shape is mango, that is the shape is somewhat different and it is yellow color. So according to the child learns from the teacher, and if it made some mistake, we can adjust the child by teaching again and again. So like the same way, local information is modified or relaxed during the training phase or learning phase. Learning of data through a training rule, and weights are adjusted according to the result. If we are not getting a desired output, then the weights are adjusted. Learn from examples, parallel distributed process, all these are the neural network. The neural network resembles the brain in two aspects. One is knowledge is acquired by the network by learning process, and the interneuron connection strengths known as synaptic weight store the knowledge. Now we will see what is the development of ANN. ANN has three generations. In first generation, MC-Cool-Spitz threshold neurons in 1943 was introduced. In second generation, perceptron neural network, backpropagation, Cohen radial basis, adaptive resonance theory, Hopfield support vector machines are the second generation artificial neural networks. In third generation, spiking or pulsed neural network was introduced. So we will see the first generation of ANN. 1943, MC-Cool and Pitts model neural networks based on the understanding of neurology. Here the function used is logical functions A or B, A and B. So if we see the picture, input signals x1, x2, x3, x4 are given and weight is added with that input signals and the bias is added. Finally, we get the activation function to add the activation function to get the desired output. The second generation ANN is perceptron. Rosenblatt in 1958 he introduced this. Here, three-layer system was introduced: input nodes, output nodes, association layers. The network can learn to connect or associate a given input to a random output unit. Then the second generation we have backpropagation learning method also. In this three layers of neurons, input, output, hidden. For better learning, rule for generic three-layer network was introduced. Regenerate interest in the 1980s. Successful applications of this backpropagation ANN in medicine, marketing, risk management was introduced in 1990. And if we see this picture, input layer is there, hidden layers are there, and output layer is there. If there is any difference in desired values, that is actual output and the output we get, if there is any difference, then again in backpropagation network, the feedback is sent to the previous layer. There some adjustment will be done and again that result is given to the output layer. If we get the desired output, the solution is got. Third generation artificial neural network is spiky neural network. This is the neural network that has neuronal and synaptic state. SNNs incorporate the concept of time into their operating model. The idea is that neurons in the SNN do not fire at each propagation cycle, but rather fire only when a membrane potential, an intrinsic quality of the neuron related to its membrane electrical charge, reaches as a specific value. If the output is desired only, the neuron will fire, otherwise the neuron won't fire in this spiking neuron. Strength and weakness of ANN. Let us see the strength of ANN. The greatest power of neural network is that it is endowed with a finite number of hidden units. More hidden units is used to adjust the weight and to get the desired output. No prior knowledge of the data generating process is needed for implementing neural network. And problem of model misspecification does not occur. Neural network, since no specification are used, the network merely learns the hidden relationship in data. The drawback of ANN is the addition of more hidden layers will lead to overfitting of data. And the construction of neural network model can be time-consuming process, since building up neural network architecture is synonymous to a strenuous activity involving trial and error. Neural networks should never be viewed as a panacea. Now we will see the difference between conventional computing and neurocomputing. Conventional computing is a traditional computing where the process is sequential and deterministic. In neurocomputing, it is not sequential and not deterministic. A single processing unit is present in conventional computing, but in neurocomputing, more than one processor is used, which generally do nothing other than taking the weight of sum of their inputs. In conventional computing, it responds to any programmed instruction. Here in neurocomputing, it do not respond to programmed instruction, but respond to parallel or simulated actual response for the pattern of input presented to it. In conventional computing, separate memory address for storing each and every data. In neurocomputing, all the data are stored. No separate memory addressing is used. All are stored in an activation state of network. Knowledge is centrally located. If certain parts of data are lost, retrieval is not possible in conventional computing. Here the knowledge is distributed, so retrieval is possible. Conventional computing is not suited in situations where there are no clear-cut algorithm solution. But in neurocomputing, well suited in situations where algorithmic solutions are not possible. In conventional computing, it cannot handle noisy or imprecise data, but in neurocomputing, it can handle imprecise and noisy data. Let us see some applications of artificial neural network. So in handwriting recognition, image compression, traveling salesman problem, stock exchange prediction, all these areas are using neural network. And I had given some list of it, you can study. Some important things to be discussed is adaptive resonance theory, ART. That is, the old one is capable of adapting to the newer one. That is, latest thing. Self-organization map, SOM, and learning management system also include artificial neural network. Thank you.